Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? We have clearly been following this Saints offseason. The big news on Wednesday was Derek Carr was in New Orleans. He dined with Dennis Allen and other members of the Saints brass and went back to Las Vegas, I would presume, without any deal in place. So we'll see what's going to happen there with Derek Carr. In the meantime, look, we're inside of a week now. You know by now, February 15th. February 15th, the Raiders have to make a decision. They're going to cut Derek Carr by the 15th or they're going to trade him. If there's no trade partner, they'll cut him. He'll be a free agent, free to sign wherever he wishes. You know, if the Saints are able to sign Derek Carr as a free agent, great. I'm all on board with that. What I'm not on board with is trading for Derek Carr in that contract. But in the meantime, Dennis Allen is continuing to remake his coaching staff in certain spots where they've lost. They've primarily lost guys on the defensive side. And I guess it makes sense. You had more success on the defensive side than you did the offensive side. So some of those guys are getting plucked away. Ryan Nielsen's gone to be the coordinator in Atlanta. Chris Richard, they agreed to let him walk. You've lost some other defensive assistants there. The big need was offensive. However, this isn't surprising. I mean, that was where the Saints were atrocious this year, and there was a groundswell of people who wanted the Saints to move on from Pete Carmichael to try something new. I would certainly consider myself in that number. Dennis Allen didn't. There's largely been status quo. They made Dan Rauscher the fall guy. That no-good bum, Dan Rauscher. That's where all the trouble started. Dan Rauscher. Anyway. Well, they've apparently now found the replacement for Dan Rauscher. Clancy Barone. Why are you laughing? No, I'm serious. Why are you laughing?
Just because it's so dumb. They fired Rauscher, and now here's the new Rauscher. He better watch it. If it doesn't go well, they're going to kick him out too.
I mean... he kind of is similar to Dan Rauscher. So Clancy Barone has Clancy Barone is like the quintessential football coach. He's been coaching since 1987. He's 59 years old. And he's a lifelong assistant. He's never been a head coach. I need to check real quick to see if he's even ever been a coordinator. Hang on. He was in college. Yeah, that's it. So he was the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach at the University of Houston in 2000, 2001, and 2002. That's it. Everywhere else, he's been an offensive line coach or a tight ends coach. That's it. 1987. Clancy Barone became a coach in 1987. This is his 13th different job. That's about an average of moving every 3 years. And when I tell you his longest stint was in Denver from 2009 to 2016 for 8 years, that makes it even more incredible how much he's jumped around. It's 13 different moves he's made since 1987. But that Denver stint for 8 seasons really tells you he kind of did those 13 moves in like 25 years. So really like every other year he was jumping, which is just amazing. I mean, he is the quintessential journeyman coach. He's just lived his life in a suitcase, gone and coached ball on the line of scrimmage wherever he goes, making a good living and loving coaching ball. I mean, my guy started American River back in 1987. I don't even know what it is. Don't care. You know, I'll click on it just because now I'm interested.
Got to be a high school, right? American River?
It is a public community college.
All right.
In Sacramento, California. Hey, brother.
State capital.
Humble beginnings. And from there, he went to Sacramento State, then Texas A&M for a year, Eastern Illinois.
Texas A&M!
Thank you. Eastern Illinois for 3. Wyoming as the offensive line coach for 1 season. And then was the run game coordinator for 2 seasons. Houston, as we mentioned, Texas State. Then the break came. Went to the Atlanta Falcons in 2004 as the offensive line coach. Falcons, Chargers, Broncos, Vikings, Bears, and now Saints. So good.
He just looks like a
grinder.
line
Look
coach,
at
too.
him.
I mean, look at that
Look at
guy.
him. He's a
grit.
grinder. Look
He's
at
that grit,
guy.
man.
I'll tell you what, man. You could tell all like the he's got some sunspots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at the sunspots. That's a guy. That's like what you'd expect to see from a guy who's been like a lifeguard for 30 years. You know,
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Just leathery skin and the goatee. Loves it. His goatee's probably stained a little from the spit and tobacco. Clancy. You laugh at my name?
I'm laughing at that. I'm laughing at the tobacco because it's just probably true.
I'll body slam you through the wall. Actually reminds me of a story about Les Miles. I am really deviating today. I've been easily distracted today. My buddy Matt DeVille, who was the editor of Tiger Egg, when Les was hired in 2005, he got a sit-down interview with Les in his office. And, of course, Les's name is Leslie.
Yes.
But no, everyone would probably just think if there's a man named Les, it's Lester. So Matt, his first question, and I've had both of them tell me the story over the years, but Matt sat down, first question, said, Coach, your name is Leslie? And Les goes, you want to fight? And he put up his hands. He put up his fists.
That's good.
That's like Clancy.
That's
you want to fight? Anyway, so, by the way, so I'm fine with this. And it is worth noting that Dennis Allen has overlapped with Clancy Barone. I know you're going to find this stunning, that Dennis Allen's basically just getting the band back together. But Barone coached at Texas A&M when Dennis Allen was a player. They were both on staff in Denver in 2011. And then Barone also worked with Joe Woods, who's the new Saints defensive coordinator in Denver in 2015 and 2016. So lots of overlap, lots of synergies, which I'm fine. Hire your friends. That's what happens in the NFL. It's kind of what happens everywhere. Coaching is very incestuous. It's very familial. You hire everyone you know. You overlap. It's just what happens. I will say, though, he's got a good history with tight ends, and he's come across some good ones. Algie Crumpler was a Pro Bowler who he had in Atlanta. Antonio Gates, of course, with the Chargers. And Julius Thomas in Denver. Kyle Rudolph with the Vikings. So he's had really good tight ends, and you may have a really good one right now in Juwan Johnson. So I like this. I like this a lot, bringing a guy who's had those good pass-catching tight ends under his tutelage in the past, and maybe you could salvage Adam Troutman. Remember, Troutman's a third-round pick who's going into the final year of his rookie contract in 2023. So what can you maximize Adam Troutman? Are the Saints able to re-sign Juwan Johnson, who is, I'll remind you, a restricted free agent? So if a team offers the Saints if a team offers Juwan Johnson a contract, the Saints could match. So I like it, and I like that his name is Clancy, and I like that he's a grinder. I just love that so much. I don't like this picture as much, Paul, without the goatee. Why do you do that on purpose? Did you do that on purpose? Did you put this picture up because he didn't have a goatee?
That was the only picture that he had a goatee. Every other one he does not.
What year was the goatee? We'll do some tracing.
That was the most recent because I was with Chicago.
Okay.
I kind of like his hair in this one, though.
I know.
It's good, dude. It's
You know what he looks like
part,
here in this one? And if you're listening on radio and not watching, Paul has back screen photos of Clancy Barone. This one here kind of looks like the Marlboro Man. Like
Dude,
if you were thinking of, all right, what's a guy that could put a cowboy hat, a Marlboro Red, and put him on horseback and ride him through a mountainous scene and put it on a commercial? This guy.
If Clancy Barone
or
doesn't own a cowboy hat, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Or he looks like a pro wrestler in this one too.
I don't get that as much.
Oh yeah.
I think you were spot on with the Marlboro Man, though. That is like that guy would be on the billboard for a cigarette ad.
This is aging pro wrestler.
Aging pro wrestler? Okay.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Like comes back for one match a year type guy. Collects the paycheck. Takes the bumps.
You sell out the Superdome.
Yeah.
This guy right here. If Hulk Hogan came back to wrestle today, he'd wrestle Clancy Barone. Okay. Good talk, guys. We covered a lot of ground there with the Saints' new tight ends coach. This is what our Saints conversations have become. This is it.
It better go well, because if not, Clancy.
This is it. Oh, he'll be on the move next year anyway.
He's gonna be on the chopping block.
No, he's not. I mean, chopping block or just move to the next spot. That's what he is. He's a journeyman. That's what he is. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.